Roadman. Looks like I'm ready to go already. Ready already? Let's see if I can stop. I'm gonna watch this beginner's guide. Holy shit. It's a 2-hour video. Wow. A to take all items. I'm watching a beginner's guide. Let's see what kind of stuff I can learn. Little things like A to auto loot everything.
Do I sound like a robot now? Yeah, I don't really need to watch that video. I'd rather pay attention to what I'm doing. Could go do some of the arena today. I like the robot. What? Testing. Well, sometimes I sound squeaky too, like a high-pitched voice, like a voice changer. So that's what I thought you were talking about. Sometimes it's just my voice. Fucking roll, bro. Too bad I can't hide the body. I had a key card off that guy, right? Oh, I didn't. I never played Slay the Spire at all. Did I even loot that guy? I don't think I even looted him, I'll be honest. I thought I had the key for this cell. Fuck. Well, shit. Should have saved once I took the dude out. Oh, in the embassy it says so. Apparently there's more than one cell 1 key. I wonder if I could take out all the cameras. Oh. I forgot it pulls me out of stealth when I get... Any one of those endoscope camera thing. Killed the camera.
More, the woman seems highly apprehensive of you. She takes a few steps back, and you notice her stare is alternating between your face and your hands. 1.
Is this some kind of trick? You already know who I am. I'm here to bust you out. I stopped it manually. I start it and stop it whenever it starts talking. Why? Who are you? It's hard to get out of here. That's all you need to know. You want out or not? What do you mean you're still working on it? It was the actual, like, man, she's in a cell in a cell. Double celled. How do we manage that? Whatever. Our business has concluded. You will find me. I'm working with the bad guys. I tried to tell the good guys that they were going to do something, but nobody ever listened to me. They didn't have me do nothing too bad. I basically helped them plan a prison break. That's it. Didn't have to kill nobody. I did kill one guy. It was sort of necessary. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it wasn't really necessary. How about a drink? Ain't your secretary, Jack. Well, I can head off to Core City now. I don't know why I ended up going to Foundry last time, but I think I was trying to track the less people, maybe? I think I talked to the guy about why the faceless were there. Fuck, man, I don't remember. I must have talked to him. Let me see the premium stuff. Perfect. I must have already talked to him, I'm pretty sure. Mr. Shady and Shady Lady. Oh yeah, the whole point of me going to Junkyard was to go. God damn it! I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I see him online sometimes. I got distracted because that guy told me that Abram was looking for me. Yeah, I ain't talked to none of them. Not for a good while now. Yep. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Now there ain't shit. $85 lock required. So you won't even really talk to me. Where's the fucking elevator? It's got to be the one down here, I guess. The upper level. Oh, I was just looking, bro. I thought I could look. Maybe you can look at shelves because they're shelves. I wonder if he gets mad if I do this.
Major Clifton. 35689F35.
Okay then.
Major Clifton, this officer's expression is a stern one. Stiff as a rail and equally straight, he silently inspects you. The scanning is brief, however, its completion prompting him to slightly raise his chin and address you with a formal tone of voice. His rigid pose remains unchanged throughout the whole conversation. Greetings. I'm Major Clifton, commanding officer of South Railroad Outpost. What can I do for you? 3. Major Clifton, this officer's expression is a stern one. Major Clifton, excuse me? How do you know about that?
Captain Herr from Railcross had wanted me to find it.
Major Clifton, he nods. Makes sense. Alright, speak. What happened to the train?
Hijacked by a group of armed men. I found no live or dead protected personnel. Yes, it was the free drones. I took care of the hijackers. I'll wait here? What? That's gonna take like a week, bro. With all the, like, bureaucracy?
Major Clifton, as you expected, your wait was rather long. You spent your time mostly walking around and observing the people around you. The Major left his office soon after the two of you spoke and disappeared inside the elevator in the back of the outpost. Finally, after the long wait, the elevator door opens, and the Major emerges with the same face he wore when he left. He calls you back into his office.
Just been informed the train has been recovered successfully. It's on its way to location. Additionally, everything you told me has been confirmed is true. Now you're free to go back to the captain. The supplies will arrive in 2 weeks.
Major Clifton, before you leave, I have something to tell you. I discussed this whole case with Ambassador Athanas, and he was rather intrigued, shall we say, by your performance. He wishes to speak with you. You can find him in his office in the embassy, which you can get to using the elevator. 1.
Thanks, I'll do that. Do not keep the ambassador waiting. You must host all your weapons, grenades, dangerous devices while on the embassy premises. I'm gonna save here and I'm gonna go looking around. I don't know if they're gonna get mad at me. What's out this way? Nobody cares about barrels. You can always look at barrels. What exactly are they doing with this place? It's like nothing. It's just like a train depot. Major Clifton told me he wanted to talk to me.
Ambassador Ethan is yes. The Major told me that you were an integral part in the recovery of the missing train. We were aware of the free drones threat in the south, but so far they've never been this bold. Not in South UnderRail, that is.
Bandits they are indeed.
Ambassador Ethan is just take a look at the missing train scenario, the one you experienced. The free drones intercepted supplies headed to rail crossing, which was, at the time, attacked by the Faceless, and is constantly threatened by bandit raids. Tell me, Sikabob, do these people, the free drones, seem like they want to help the people of this region? No, they see us as the bait guys, yet their actions show how inconsiderate and selfish they truly are. Ambassador Ethan is Sikabob, you have great potential. You see, it is my belief that you can be a powerful ally to the UnderRail Protectorate and the United Stations. From how I understood Miss Hale, you've proven yourself quite resourceful to SGS. And while I had no reason to doubt her, only after the recent events have I realized exactly how correct she was. TL Ambassador Ethan, as I've talked to some people and we have agreed that it would be beneficial for us all, United Stations, as well as you in Southgate Station, if you were to join the Protectorate ranks. Not as a common foot soldier, no. You are more valuable than that. Rather, as someone who will perform more important tasks.
What sort of tasks we talking about exactly?
Ambassador Ethan, is your primary role will mostly be a military-oriented one, meaning you will be a part of UnderRail Protectorate operations. Let's say another train goes missing. Aren't you the right person for the job? He laughs. But, joking aside, there is more to it. You will also act as a representative of Southgate Station. Our cooperation has been very limited so far, sadly, despite Miss Hale's commendable dedication. Your involvement could elevate it to the next level. But, more on that later, I best leave something for the Consul. He smiles.
You'll be compensated generously.
Ambassador Ethan, as you will be compensated generously, have no fear. But try to look at the bigger picture. You will be assisting us protect our citizens and take part in building a finer future for everyone. That is priceless, Sikabob. I sincerely hope you agree.
It's also dangerous. Reach out to Consul Oliver in Fort Apogee, Upper UnderRail.
Ambassador Ethan's Fort Apogee is the core of all Protectorate operations in the South. It was constructed, let me think, about 4 or 5 years ago in Upper UnderRail, as a forward operations base in South UnderRail. Sadly, the turbulent nature of Core City's leaders proved troubling, to put it mildly, since going through the city itself is basically the only viable way to move between Upper and Lower UnderRail. I guess no one anticipated such problems with the oligarchy. Nevertheless, we managed somehow. Ambassador Ethan, is the United Stations consulate lies within the base perimeter, and is open to all our citizens should they need some sort of protection. All in all, to reach Fort Apogee you would need to enter Upper UnderRail through Core City. You could take the train from Core City's Upper UnderRail station, or, if for some reason you can't use the train, you could get to it on foot by following the Green Metro line.
Take care, Mr. Seco Bob, as the AI puts it. Well, not even AI, but... Oh, I went the wrong way. You can get vehicles in this game, I'm pretty sure. Of all the games that didn't seem like you would be able to. You can at least get like a jet ski or some kind of boat. And you can drive yourself on the water between all these locations. He said this supposed to be here in no more than 2 weeks. Go see if I can steal the train. Go steal it from him. Drive it over here. Kind of missed the speed buff from the rat armor. I think I left armor on all these guys. More or less. Train ain't even here no more. Oh well. Jump back a couple sections. Oh no. Someone's been stealing medical supplies. How the fuck am I supposed to catch the thief in the act? Just fucking sitting there?
Via barkeeper, all kinds of people visit Buzzer's shop. And this bar. That's the South Freya, friend. He leans on the counter and points his eyes in your direction, but he is not actually looking at you, his mind is elsewhere. HMMM. He tilts his head back slightly, redirecting his vacant stare toward the ceiling. Then, he returns to you. I remember. Liphal barkeeper, there was this group of people, scavenger type, who came to the bar. I saw them enter Buzzer's shop before that, just by pure chance. Can't remember exactly when all this happened, but it was before the faceless attack. Anyways, they were arguing about something, loudly, which kinda W my attention, and I remember I overheard Buzzer's name being mentioned a few times. Wait. Even Miles was mentioned once, I think, but it was met with some kind of head shaking, from what I recall. Duval barkeeper can tell you anything specific about their appearance. They looked like scavengers to me. They had some stuff with them, some heavy-looking bags, but other than that I haven't noticed anything. I think there were 3 of them. Or 4. Maybe there was a woman with them. Maybe. I think one of them had a green mohawk. Yeah. The poor barkeeper, they paid me after they were done with their drinks, and I heard one of them talk about going to Foundry, just as they were leaving the bar. Said they knew someone there. And that's all I remember about them.
That's why I went to Foundry before. So apparently you just set a bear trap and then you hide in here. Or you can set a bear trap. Hold it right there, criminal scum. Please don't report me, man. I ain't bad, man. I'm just addicted to drugs. Bye, Jared. Enjoy the slammer, you prick. You fucking drug-addicted, degenerate, fucking fent-leaning bitch. Let's go to Core City. Let's go to Foundry. Man, this one of the funnest things I've ever seen in a game is here. And it probably gets every damn guy. A doomsayer. Ye be sinners!
Bobby the short, chubby fellow greets you with an amiable smile and appears to be the owner of the store. However, it instantly becomes clear that he is also a proud owner of one more thing, a long, strong and exceptionally well cared for beard, one he subconsciously strokes with great delight. Sadly, his voice is in the opposite condition. It has an unhealthy rasp to it, and as soon as it rises in pitch even slightly it begins to break, then out into a weak, breathy voice. Good day, sir. My name is Bobby Bass, and I wholeheartedly welcome you to my reputable store.
I think he's on some drug.
Bobby, I think he's on some drugs, to tell you the truth. There's something about him that makes me think so. And I'd heard some Core City folks talking about using some hardcore drugs there. He coughs. Maybe that's what he has been taking, but I don't know for sure. He doesn't sound like he's from Core City.
One whole penny for all that stuff.
Barkeeper. The barkeeper pulls out a large, clean mug upon noticing you approach and puts it on the counter. A moment later, he moves his head aside and releases a few abrasive sounding coughs, taking an extra second or two to recover. Then, after wiping his eyes, he speaks to you with a voice equally pleasant as was his coughing. What are you having, pal? We got a couple of strong brews here, dark, light, rocky and pansy. That one's for girly men and northerners. He laughs and coughs at the same time.
The mine was closed because the miners dug into a camp releasing creatures.
Barkeeper. Well, you see, recently the miners opened a passage into a new cavern. He coughs. The cavern was full of strange creatures that had a shell made of pure, hard rock. Yeah, that's what I was told. And they have these. He extends his arms above and behind his head and spreads his fingers. These huge metal spikes on their backs. Barkeeper. Well, you see, recently the miners opened a passage into a new cavern. Barkeeper. Continue. Consequently, The mining operation was halted because the creatures were very aggressive, so the mine is closed for the time being.
Root soda must be the pansy drink.
West, you see a thin man soldering some components onto a copper-colored circuit board. He doesn't immediately notice you, which gives you a few moments to observe him. His dark hair is streaked with aluminum gray strands. His wrinkles form ravines in his face and his hands are only steady when the soldering iron meets the board. Yet, some strange and subtle signs give you a feeling that this man is somehow younger than he appears, but you are unable to pinpoint exactly why. Your thoughts are interrupted when he notices you. "Oh, welcome to my electronics store, friend. Name's George West. You ought to say something cause He coughs. "I can't help you if I don't know you're here."
I want to know why everyone's fucking coughing.
Mister, you see a stout middle-aged man butchering a pig. You observe the motions he makes with each cut and notice how every single one is performed with great ease and accuracy, reflecting years and years of experience. After a few moments, the man puts his knife aside and wipes his hands clean. After that, he turns to you with a slight smile, then begins speaking in a baritone voice of unusual warmth with just a hint of huskiness in it. "Why, hello there. I haven't seen you around here before. I'm Kirk Messer, the local butcher, as you can probably see." He laughs. "What do you need?" Mayor, a pair of frowning eyes track you as you make your approach. Before you is a thin, short man wearing a well-made leather vest with finely polished shoulder pads cast out of metal, and his coal-black gloves, leather boots and pants seem to be of the same high quality. He addresses you with a tone of voice appropriate to his displeased expression. "What is the meaning of this? Who are you?" "Actually, it doesn't really matter anyway. We're busy, so if you could please leave us to our discussion, we would really appreciate it." Mayor, he briefly exchanges looks with the man standing next to him. "I see where this is headed. Yes, yo, I run this place. Martin Marshall, the mayor of Foundry. The gentleman next to me is Chief Dolphin Banner of the Foundry Guard. The chief's appearance is QT the opposite of the mayor's, as he is both taller and wider shouldered, and his mere presence you felt the instant you entered the room. Yet despite his imposing image, his calm and collected behavior is in contrast to the mayor's so far feverish temperament. Thus, the chief politely nods after having been introduced. Mayor Sikabob. "That's well and good indeed. Now that we're properly introduced, unless you have some..." "Mayor, I'm sure you did. But please, let me tell you something. Foundry is one of the richest and best defended stations in Lower UnderRail. We have so many well-trained and well-armed men and women to take on anyone who tries to disturb us. Why would we need your help? Chief, very good. You are, I presume, familiar with the Ironheads, one of the largest gangs in Lower UnderRail. Well, one of their clans is causing a lot of trouble to Foundry and the whole region. These scum, and that is what they are being led by a man who calls himself Balor, a man known for two things, his immense physical strength and a sinister red cybernetic eye. And unfortunately for us, I suppose his successful leadership can be added to that list.
I'll do it. The mayor's an idiot. Oh yeah, man. This is my favorite part. But so far, out of what I've experienced, this next part is the shit. Well, there's also this little part down here. Oh, where is he? There's a guy that tries to like poison you.
Yellen 6835. Evelyn the young, attractive woman seems to be the only person present in this quiet home. Even at first sight it is clear that this woman shines as bright as a diamond in a bucket of coal when compared to other women you've seen in Foundry so far. Her beautifully elongated face and her slim yet curvy figure form a striking image which is sadly smudged by one tiny imperfection, mild swelling and blackness around her tired green eyes. She is the first one to speak. Good day. May I help you somehow? Evelyn the young, attractive woman. Evelyn, she smiles. Well, since you're so polite I suppose I'll have to indulge you. My name is Evelyn Ingram, Sikabob. What would you like to talk to me about? Evelyn, not much. I've mostly heard people say those things look like they're made of rocks or something, but that's all I know. Luckily, I never had a chance to meet one in person and learn whether that description is true. Evelyn, and I hope I never meet one. You know, I'm sure the Foundry Guard situation will be resolved quickly, and the mine will be operational again. Evelyn, I don't think it would be very smart of me to discuss personal information with strangers. But you seem like an honest guy. Different than the ones I'm usually surrounded with. Evelyn, I don't know what to say about myself. Well, I was the wife of the former Foundry Guard Chief, Michael Ingram. You might have heard of him. Sadly, he died some time ago from a heart attack, leaving me all alone. Evelyn, I was really shocked when he died. All was well until one day he suddenly fell, dying before he hit the floor. Dr. Stevenson told me that it was a heart attack. Apparently he'd been overworked and overstressed and slept too little. Not to mention the quality of living conditions here. In the end, all that got to him, leaving me to cope with loneliness. Evelyn, losing a man I love like that left a hole in my heart I don't think I'll ever be able to fill again. I don't know. Who knows, maybe it's time for me to move on. I am young and still have so much to live for. Continue. Evelyn, she sighs. It's complicated. Maybe that's...
Beautiful woman like you shouldn't be forced to sit alone at home.
Evelyn, a charming smile slowly appears on her face. Not at all. Thank you for the compliment, but I don't consider myself that beautiful. Pretty seems more appropriate. But, you are right about me being alone. That is true, sadly. She pauses, letting her seductive stare convey her unspoken thoughts. After a few quiet moments, she turns away to grab a bottle of some seemingly expensive drink and shows it to you. Care for a drink?
Have a drink with Evelyn.
Evelyn, you find yourself in Evelyn's bedroom, feeling a strong headache and dizziness after a mere 2 drinks that weren't that strong at all, let alone enough for you to lose consciousness. As the dark curtain slowly lifts from your eyes, you are presented with a bone-chilling image. Evelyn is standing before you, pointing a large knife right at your face. The semi-drugged, nauseating state you are in only enhances her transformation from beauty into beast, making the experience even more surreal. Her kind eyes have now become flaming furnaces emitting enough heat to turn your skin to liquid. Her charming smile, a scrap metal shredder grinning at your impending doom, and her soft, full hair, strands of molten metal erupting from the tip of her head and flowing down her face. Evelyn, only as you recoil do you realize you have been undressed almost completely, which further exacerbates your position. After she watches you flounder about for a few moments, she finally decides to speak. "Oh, my sweet sickabob, how naive can you get? Now that I have you in my grasp, we're going to have so much fun." "Well, at least I will, duh." After finishing her last sentence, she clenches her knife and moves toward you.
Jump into the vent. Oh no! She's gonna kill me. She was so fast that time. Oh, because I'm on 5x speed, that's why. Don't want to go out. Bitches be crazy. I haven't found any antidote. I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm just gonna bash your brains in. It'd be cool to do this and like escape and then turn her in. Just to see what, like, get her, have her taken alive, you know? I don't know if I can get out without killing her, though. Oh. Stay right where you are, sweetie. I'll be right with you. Exothermic aura. Oh, I got her. I heard her hit the ground. I shocked her with the floor. Gun and a little bit of ammo. How the fuck do I get out of here? Get my shit back. The T-chrome crowbar, huh? Large waste pack. Woo! $15 carry capacity. Mercantile increased. I gotta set up all my hot bars again. That asshole. I don't know what 3 was here. Just kind of a cool weapon. Alright. Now I got my shit back. Monster sketch.
Personal laptop. Welcome, Evelyn Ingram. Please enter your password.
It was like Evelyn 76543. Password is correct. I remember it from last time. Play UnderRail heavy duty.
Personal laptop documents 1. Diary, entry 127.03 Diary, entry 32.043 Diary, entry 46 to 11.0 Personal laptop entry 1 to 27.03 Dear Diary, this is so silly, I don't even know why I'm writing this. I suppose with Michael spending all his free time working on his damn bunker, I too need something to do to pass the time. Better than wasting it with my boring neighbors, duh. I don't know what to write, so I'll call it a day for now. Evelyn, D1. Next 2. Back to documents. Personal laptop entry 1 to 27. Personal laptop entry 3202.04 Dear Diary, yup, he's down there again. He made me swear I won't tell anyone about it. Who does he think I am, some blabbermouth? I don't even socialize that much, duh, so he doesn't have to worry. At all. But I understand him, I mean, you know, he's been worried about this cohort, chord thing, whatever it has called, and he just wants what's best for the two of us. Oh, gotta go. He's back. This diary thing isn't so bad after all, now that I think about it. Smile Evelyn next to.
It actually said smile.
Personal laptop entry 3202.04. Personal laptop entry 46 to 11.07 UC. Why? WHY? Why is he doing this to me? I had another argument with him. I told him I'm tired of not ever seeing him and that I'm bored to death. If I go down there, I'm disturbing him. Oh, Evelyn sweetie, this is important. Blah blah blah, short. Go to hell, Michael, you're the only one in Foundry Y who's obsessed with that. It's not going to happen. Please spend some time with me. I simply don't fit in with the rest of Foundry. The Parkers are boring, the Stevensons are depressing, Greenwalds. I'm just sad here. Maybe I should have listened to my mother and stayed in dis. I better go lie down.
It says no comment on the Greenwalds, but it actually didn't read that.
Personal laptop entry 48 to 15.09. Dear Diary, it's me again. I have decided to continue writing after his death. It's strange, but this diary thing seems so foreign to me, even though it's been what? A month and a half? It's all upside down in my head. I read my previous entries and what I wrote about Michael. If someone else was reading it, he or she would have thought I hated that man. But, a black hole in my heart says otherwise. I just wanted some attention. He was busy working on this bunker all the time, worried about that stupid short. Funny, even now I don't fully understand what it was all about. I simply trusted him and his judgment. Personal laptop. The bunker is beautiful though. Now I spend even more time here than upstairs. Especially because the ventilation and system keeps the air so clean and fresh. Going back up causes me to cough instantly. I'm still barely talking to people. The whole Foundry was there on funeral day, and I swear, nearly everyone said at one point or the other, if you need anything, Evelyn, we're here for you tomorrow. Not a single soul in sight. Typical. Well, that's all for now. I better find something to do. Bye. Evelyn 1. Personal laptop entry 55 to 29.09. Dear Diary, life has become living hell. Being alone is not working out for me, go figure. I simply can't take it anymore. I'm too young and can't be stuck in this block of concrete for the rest of my life. I need company. I really need someone to hug me again. Michael, I hope you forgive me. I love you. Evelyn 1. Personal laptop entry 68 to 20.11. Dear Diary, Jeremy left me today. When I first met him, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. A long, long time. He made me laugh, he made me happy. Why? He made me forget. I thought he was the right one to pull me out. But, today he told me we're breaking up. To tell you the truth, he said something about me being a recluse, depressive or whatever. At some point I just stopped listening. 1. I had to. I felt betrayed, infuriated, I felt like I was about to explode. And I felt the urge to grab a knife, and so I did. I'm going to lie down now. I feel tired. Evelyn. Personal laptop entry 9703.02. Dear Diary, it's Evelyn again. Just came to tell you I got another one. Men, they're all the same, haha. They always fall for a sad, lonely widow that needs a new man in her life. Oh, I told him what he wanted to hear and puppeteered him into my bedroom. I got him naked, his eyes were like fires, tied the naive bastard to the bed, and then I pulled out a knife and stabbed him. Right through his right eye. Fire extinguished. He wasn't expecting that. Ha ha ha. He was squirming as I pushed the knife through his eye and into his brain, finally ending his miserable life. So much fun. A little messy, but I'll just dump his body with the rest. With all the fuss about the Rockies killing people, no one will suspect me, a poor lonely widow. D. Evelyn P.S. I think his name was Jimmy or something. Personal laptop entry 9703.02 Dear Personal laptop entry 103-15.02 Dear Diary, Tommy, what a sweet young man. Really handsome, and I do mean handsome. He was just passing through Foundry, like most of them. Oh. We had so much fun today. Well, at least I had. He was the one screaming most of the time. That is, while he still had his lower jaw attached, duh. I still remember the terrified look in his eyes when I showed him my trusty meat cleaver. Then I started cutting. Slash. Slash. Just like Messer butchers pigs. Made a terrible mess, though, as I got carried away a bit. Whoopsie. There was blood and body parts all over the place, and the stench was strong. Oh well, it's all clean now and ready for my next toy, haha. I should take some rest. Killing men is pretty darn tiring. Ha ha ha. Until next time. Dear Diary. Evelyn, D1.
God. God, it's so good. It's so good. Found evidence is a murder. Take a look at this.
Chief, unbelievable. A hidden bunker full of corpses. I can't believe Evelyn, out of all people, was capable of committing such monstrous murders. You are lucky to have managed to save your hide there. My men have found her corpse and are still on the scene of the crime. You are free to go. You acted in self-defense.
Okay. Well, what the fuck? Premeditation cooldown, premeditation psi cost. Locus of control, psychotemporal acceleration. Once again, a very powerful feat, increasing the spell psychotemporal contractions duration by 1 turn and giving it an extra 5 AP boost. Psychotemporal acceleration. Increases the action point modification of all psychotemporal effects by 5, and increases the duration by 1 turn. Locus of control. Activates ability to will 10, thought control 75, science. Okay, so I get on the next level. Activates ability to move and gain immunity to stun, fear, incapacitation, mind control for 3 turns. While this effect is active, you can invoke any thought control psi ability as an area of effect ability, but it will end the effect. This is Thought Control's legendary feat. It allows any thought control ability to be cast in a large area similar to a grenade radius, casting on multiple targets. It can enrage a group of enemies to fight each other, cast powerful neural overload on a group, or one shot on multiple people. Should always be taken at level 14. Okay, so this reduces their action points by 20 and movement points by 50, and the last 4 turns now, or 55 in 4 turns. It's just like a crowd control thing like this. For your headband components, you want our thought control modulator, psionic mufflers, magnifying neuroscopic filter, neural overload. So 12 to 16.
Mayor, yes. Chief told me you are someone who can be trusted. As far as I understood, you were of great assistance in some important matters. Well and good. If you really are so keen on helping us, Sickabob, then why not give you a chance? You do have energy. Mayor, alright, as you know, unless you've been living in the most remote cave unknown to humanity, Foundry is the largest exporter of iron in Lower UnderRail. What's even better is that our mine is rich not just with iron, but aluminum, titanium and, as of recently, chromium. We discovered large amounts of it several months ago, in the form of chromitor. Continue. Mayor, alright, as you know, Mayor, needless to say, as soon as we discovered it, our miners began following the chromite veins. And so, a few weeks ago they mined into a new cavern and encountered the very creatures you mentioned. Mayor, what they saw there was unlike anything we have ever seen or even heard of before. These beings had shells made of rock, with metallic blades protruding from their backs. Yes, you heard me right. Shells made of rock. The creatures were aggressive and we had to bring in the Foundry Guard to deal with them. Now, those creatures, while resilient, were still no match for our brave troops. The true problem revealed itself when the guards encountered the beast. Mayor, what they saw there was unlike. Mayor, yes. That thing may look like its smaller siblings, but it is in fact a 4-legged boulder, a huge monster which stopped the Foundry Guard dead in its tracks. Meanwhile, it is unstoppable, and the guardsmen tried nearly everything. They shot it, burned it, threw grenades at it. Nothing. It's hard rock. Mayor, most of the men sent to clear the mine are now dead, and I've had no other options but to order the closing of the mine. This problem will be hurting Foundry really fast if we don't find a way to deal with those things. We have days, a week at most, before we run out of ore supplies, after which all production will stop. 1. Mayor, most of the men sent to clear 20. Mayor, we need a solution to this problem, and we would appreciate it if you can help us find one. At one point we considered using explosives to collapse the tunnel and seal them off, but our mining supervisor advised us against it. What's worse, even though things have been a bit quieter in the mines for a few days now, the rock creatures are emerging from the mines and attacking our citizens. 177. Mayor, although some of the deaths we thought were caused by the rock creatures were actually murders you helped Chief Banner solve. All entrances to the mine are heavily guarded, so we were baffled to have learned that some people have gone missing. Chief, as you see, young man, this is a problem which could, if left unsolved, mean the end of Foundry. The mine does not only feed the mouths of these people here, but also secures their protection. Do you think the Foundry Guard operates solely on goodwill? Chief, if you really want to help us, my suggestion is that you first speak with the only survivor from the unit that was tasked with clearing the mine. He knows more about the creatures than any one of us. His name is Sabin Mulov, and you can find him at the mine entrance with the other guards. That is just to the east of Metalworks. Mayor Nearly. You might also want to speak to Marco Spanti. He is our mining supervisor. You'll also find him at the mine entrance. He did advise us against collapsing that part of the mine with explosives, but talk to him again. Perhaps you could work out some solution to the problem. I believe we've gone through everything.
I'm on the job.
Bernard, you find the man working on the giant furnace T that's towering over the whole area. In fact, it seems like he is attempting to repair it, and judging by his barely audible swearing, he doesn't appear to have had any success so far. You see him use different tools, try out various parts, to no avail. Suddenly, he stops working and tilts his head slightly to the side without actually turning around. A moment later, he picks up a large wrench and continues the repairs. And that's when he speaks to you. Bernard, I think it's obvious what I'm doing. He puts down his tools and turns around, wiping the sweat off his forehead and transferring it onto his already filthy coveralls. I'm Bernard. Do you need something specific, or are you just making small talk? Bernard, it's a weird electrical problem. I think I know exactly what causes it, but whatever I do somehow seems wrong. What's worse, that bastard up there said she's old, draws too much power from the system and is just not useful anymore, 'cause we got better ones now. I'm talking about you, Marshall, you're bloody. He raises a clenched fist in the air. Beryl Marcos Sabin. Sabin at first, the tall guard responds to your approach with silence. The uniformed nature of all Foundry guardsmen makes it difficult for you to discern any distinct features, but in this case one jumps into view like a mind shroom in the dark. His damaged shield bears wounds of a relentless attack that can only be attributed to a wild, savage creature. Large scratches, dents and dried blood streak the shield as if it was a canvas left at the mercy of a deranged painter, and the shield's outer rim has numerous bite marks on it that seem to have been caused by the malicious motion of powerful jaws. Inspection comes to when the guard utters a simple word. Sabin, his voice undergoes a few subtle changes, becoming drier and somewhat distant. After our miners first encountered the Bladelings, a group of us was sent inside the mine to deal with the creatures. While the reports implied they were unusual in appearance, only when we encountered them did we realize how strange these creatures actually were. Sure, they had 4 legs, 2 eyes, mouth, the usual, but their shells were made of hardened rock, fused with their bodies, with metallic blades protruding from their backs. It was an unreal sight. Sabin, yes, the beast. That bloody creature was responsible for the deaths of 9 guardsmen. 9 of my dear friends. It looks similar to Bladerlings in general appearance but is much bigger, with longer back blades and a much thicker shell. In fact, its shell was so thick nothing we used could penetrate it. Fire, bullets, high explosives. The beast shrugged it off like we were throwing marbles at it. It, on the other hand, had no trouble doing damage to us. By pure luck I was the only one who had managed to escape with my head still sitting on my shoulders. This shield here. It serves as a reminder. Sabin, so far we've only seen one, luckily. It was in one of the dormant caves deeper past the mine. It appeared to be very old with, as I've said, much thicker shell than the smaller ones. Also, it was riddled with scars. It was tough, like a boulder rolling toward you. If there are more like that, well, we're in a lot of muck. Sabin, look, I've worked with those men for years. We've fought ironheads, raiders and whatnot. Not for a second was I in any doubt that my back wasn't safe whenever chaos ensued, and I know they felt the same. It is a special connection and trust burned into you by the hot branding iron of combat. Seeing them die there saddens me. And infuriates me. If I could strangle the beast with my own hands and shove this shield down its throat, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I'm here because I'm waiting for it to come to me.
I have to go get some chromium, and I have to capture one of these little fuckers too. Path of Two's another. I never played it at all. Seems kind of like a Sweatlord game, what's it called? Like Eve, a spreadsheet simulator. God, I keep biting my nails. It's like one of those times where I'm just like biting them like fucking crazy. I never played Diablo 1. I started with Diablo 2. But that was also a good game. I remember making a sorceress, whatever, and running people through the map real fast. To like power level them or whatever. Fucking. Man, they're super easy to kill. God, another one? I think he's stuck. Oh, that's right, there's one down here, right? Leaking. Oh. Do some math. Do some math. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to mine, but Used the wrong button. I only needed 30. That fucking rat bumped into me. Or the borer. need to do. He's gonna rip me a new asshole, new asshole. Jeez, that's a lot.
Quinton HM. Well, this is what I can tell you about the creature by looking at this. Considering that you told me the blades grow out of its back, I can guess that it serves a defensive purpose. I see no cavities or canals for nerves or blood vessels to go through, or to accommodate any kind of organic matter. To illustrate what I mean, I'll take our very own bones as an example. We grow our bones through a process called ossification. Do you know what THT is? 1. Quinton, your bones contains cells called osteoblasts which secrete the minerals necessary to form bone. The process by which they do this is called ossification. Quinton, now, bone tissue is usually composed of a mineral matrix which contains these cells, and bones themselves are composed of approximately 70% mineral content. This blade here, this is one solid piece of metal. No organic matter whatsoever, no porosity and no traces that this grew out of a living being. Quinton, now, bone tissue is Quinton HM, that I don't know. Tooth enamel, for instance, is almost completely made of hydroxylapatite, a kind of calcium phosphate, with the rest being water and a hint of organic matter. Enamel is formed within the gums, before the tooth grows out, so there is a possibility that this blade is formed within the shell and grows out later. But how? I don't know. Right now I can only make speculations. Quinton, here, take this blade back. If you want to test its composition, better have that done by someone, well, someone who is not a biologist, that's for sure. A smile lifts his mask slightly up. If you can bring me any other part of the creature, or a live specimen, then we have ourselves a winner. This, however, I'm sorry. This is all fascinating, in any case. Quinton inspects the creature as it squirms inside the crate. As soon as it spots him, the creature begins thrashing about, occasionally stopping to aim its head at him and screech in an act of desperate intimidation. Now this is what I'm talking about. I'd like to take a look at it. Anything I should know before opening the crate? How dangerous is it? 1. Quinton, he stares blankly at you for a second, processing your statement, but in the end he doesn't bite. You're pulling my leg, Sickabob? 1. Quinton, he carefully grabs the creature, holding it firmly as it wriggles in his hands. He takes a good look at it, charmed by its oddity and alien form, before he turns to you. Please wait while I examine it. This won't take long. The creature suddenly makes a few powerful motions, wailing its unheld ends and shakes Quinton's upper body and prompting him to even spread his legs a bit in order to maintain proper balance. He is able to control it, however. This one's a fighter. FGK 689R. Quinton, you wait while Quinton completes his examination, observing him as he performs it with great focus and care. How after only a few minutes he makes it seem as if he had been handling these creatures for years. Slowly and steadily, he finishes the examination. He places the creature back into its mobile jail, turns to you, but only to inform you that he needs to leave and do one more test. The two are gone for a while. Quinton, first, without dissecting the creature, which I would never do without consulting you, I can tell you a couple of things I've learned so far. Their heads do appear to be used for actual drilling, even though I haven't been able to see it in action yet. Obviously, the combination of the oblique shape of the head and the surprisingly powerful musculature makes me feel that it engages its whole body during the process. Maybe it, say, rotates itself in short bursts, or maybe it coils up and releases the energy in that manner. I'm just speculating. What is a fact, though, is that the head is very, very tough, so I have no doubt that it can bore through hard material without much of an issue. Quinton, as for the rest of the creature's body, it is segmented and has a decently thick skin covered in what appear to be very soft, delicate scales, or at least something similar to it. As in snakes, it probably helps them move, possibly to retain moisture too. The skin is also highly sensitive, which makes sense for a creature limited in ways it can acquire information about its environment. There are a few other details about it, but those are quite minor and uninteresting. Quinton, I decided to do some psi readings, that's why I left the room earlier, and the readings were off the charts. In fact, the creature exhibits a psi signature so strong that I'm surprised it does not have some defensive psi abilities at its disposal. However, the signature is also incredibly complex, and I am not ashamed of telling you even I am having problems interpreting it. Quinton, he shrugs. I'm afraid that analyzing it is well above my skill level. But I am absolutely, 100% positive that understanding this psi signature will not only help you on your, for lack of a better word, quest, but also pave way to engrossing scientific discoveries. For those of us who care if nothing else. So there, that is all I have for you. 5. Quinton, well, as far as psi in general is concerned, Ezra is the top expert in SGS, so he is the right person to bring this critter to HM. If he can't help you, then you're stuck. Yeah, well. He hands you the crate back. Here. Captivating little thing this is. And feisty. Ezra looks at the restless creature, now at the apex of its aggravation. He focuses on it in silence, and as moments pass the creature becomes more and more calm. Slowly but surely it reaches a point of complete tranquility and motionlessness, on account of which one could easily mistake it for being dead. Zero Ezra, so you want to find a way to kill it. Ezra, the creature you brought me is actually the larval form of the rock creature you described. As strange as that may seem, yes, these are their larvae. I've encountered them in the past, in different forms, though. Regardless, I can help you find this adaptation's weakness, but for that you will have to bring me some part of the creature to analyze. Try to bring me a piece of its shell or back blades if you can, if not, then bring whatever you are able to acquire. Ezra, I've managed to analyze the composition of this impure chromium blade, and I emphasize this because over 90% of it is indeed chromium. But that you knew already. However, what you didn't know is that it is the other 10% that which differentiates vermin from a walking apocalypse. Foundry is very unfortunate in having their surrounding rock made up of some of the hardest minerals in nature, for it is these materials which together form the living armor of these creatures. And I am not just talking about their shell, no, it is their whole bodies which are composed of these metals and minerals, albeit in varying quantities depending on the section, of course. Ezra, I've managed to Ezra, chromium is in itself a resistant metal, but its strength lies in its high heat resistance. The rest of the materials serve to counteract mechanical forces acting upon the organism. It appears that in small creatures, this robustness can be overcome by conventional means, if barely. In the beast, I'd suggest you return to Foundry and tell them to collapse the cave where it lives and abandon them altogether. But that isn't an option, or else you wouldn't be here. Ezra, chromium is in itself a Ezra, luckily, there is a way. By my calculations, and I've taken all the approximate constituent elements found inside the sample into consideration, the temperature necessary to melt these creatures' shells should be at least 2,500 degrees centigrade. Ezra, ironically, considering chromium is practically the essence of these creatures, this seems to be the most realistic way to defeat it, as Foundry is likely to have some means, be it a furnace or something else, which can melt chromium, hence producing temperatures this high. 1.
God, I gotta stop chewing my fingers.
Bernard, now, I'll explain what Gloria suffers from, at least what I think is the problem. You see, there's something wrong with the electrode power regulation system that's being controlled through this console. Before Gloria broke down, she started drawing so much power from the system it caused a blackout in nearly half of Foundry. Sabin, yes. 1. Sabin, his words fly out of his mouth without delay. The question is completely redundant. Yes, I will help you kill the beast. I'm guessing someone came up with a decent plan to kill it, right?
Where the fuck is Dan? I have to find Dan.
Brian, a man wearing clean coveralls, greets you with a large and at first glance honest smile. He is a large-framed boulder of a man with big, strong hands sticking out of his sleeves, yet his head seems rather tiny in comparison, reminding you of a custom-made replacement part that performs as it should, but looks somewhat off. He speaks to you without removing his smile. "Well, hello stranger. How's it going, huh? I know what you're thinking, why did I come to this barren station? The air is horribly polluted, people are dirty, boring, and there's absolutely no fun to be had here. Don't break your pick, valued customer, there is more to Foundry than what initially meets the eye."
Oh.
1. I 2. You see. Brian, I feel it. Oh, valued customer. I feel what you want to tell me so desperately. Don't say it. Shush. I know, you're searching for something special, for something that will make your day, your week, your life. You've found it. I'm not joking. Do you know what it is, valued customer? Do you know what I have here? What I'm willing to offer to you, for almost nothing. Dan, you see a man leaning on a rusty fence. Judging by his appearance, he seems to be one of the Foundry guards, but unlike the others, his watchful eyes seem more concerned with evaluating passing women than with trying to catch signs of unlawful behavior. He straightens up upon seeing you approach him, coming just taller than average, picks up his rifle, which was also placed against the fence, and offers a friendly, informal greeting. "Hey, man, how's it going?" Don, you see a man leaning on a rust. Don 1. What about all those creatures that attacked the... Don 1. What about all those... Don 1. What about all those creatures that attacked the miners? He chuckles. You got me there. It might surprise you, but being a guard in Foundry is a very, very boring job. You gotta stand around all day, breathe this damn polluted air, and worst of all, you have to be nice to people. It sucks. I just wanna shoot things, it's that simple. The outer perimeter patrols at least get to fight something, but in here, absolutely nothing interesting happens. Don 1. Yeah, I've heard a few things Don 1. Yeah, I've heard a few things about that beast. Can you tell me more about it? 2. I've already spoken to the... Don 1. Yeah, I've heard a few things about that beast. Can you tell me more about it? 2. I've already spoken to the mayor and know everything about the beast already. 3. I saw the creature with my very own eyes. I was so happy about the whole... 1 meter Don 1. Yeah, I've...
God.
Dan, continue. That is so... Dan, continue. That is so damn beautiful. I'm actually gonna start crying now. Manly tears, of course. Real men cry mercury. And, well, I haven't seen Gloria in a while. That Iron Lady can sometimes turn quite hot. When she's working, that's what I mean. Don, yeah, well, back in the day I used to be a part of some bandit gang from Core City. Hey, life was tough, a man's gotta make a living somehow, and if that includes relieving people of excess charons, then, well. Anyway, we were all very young and fearless, we had the guts to fight anything and anyone. Unfortunately, many QFs got killed because we had more guts than brains, but I'm... Don 1. Who is this man? Yeah, but if it wasn't for my best friend I'd probably be decomposing in some ditch by now. Him and we used to be so close, like, eyeballs. Bad comparison, sorry. The point is, we were very close, and we got into so much trouble together. Thankfully, we always pulled through. Don 1. Who is this man? Yeah, but if it wasn't M. Don Gorski was his name. He was this big, strong bastard, tough as hell. You know, no nonsense kinda guy who'd punch you in the face and break every bone in it if you even looked at him the wrong way. He makes a brief pause. Damn, it's been like 13 years or so since I last saw him. I heard somewhere that he later went to South. Yeah, Southgate Station. I miss the bastard, this place is so damn boring. Don, as I already mentioned, Gorski and I used to be a part of the same gang. Life was decent with those guys, we had the skills, had the courage, and because of that we had a BQF money in our pockets. So one day we were on the prowl in the vicinity of Core City, when we ran into a rival gang's patrol, the Black Crawlers. They used to be the biggest, baddest gang in Core City, and even that little patrol seemed like an army in comparison to the few of us. Dan continue. First shots were instantly fired, and the very first one ended up blowing our poor man's brain to smithereens. Poor guy. All of us got behind cover, exchanged fire with them for a while, and soon, only Gorski and I remained breathing from our group. Dan, bullets were flying all over the place, grenades exploded around us, it was pure chaos. A dozen of those damn crawlers were still alive, and they were slowly approaching our position. They started to surround us, and to make things worse, we were running low on ammo. That's when Gorski got mad. Oh, you should have seen that angry face. He laughs. He took his last grenade, threw it in their general direction, and then charged them. They couldn't believe what they were witnessing. He had this maniacal grin that would scare a lurker into becoming a fungivore, and started mowing down our enemies. Dan, of course, I just couldn't let him have all the damn fun. I stormed them too, and together we started annihilating everything that moved. I screamed from the top of my lungs while emptying my magazine into those poor fools. Just brat-a-ta-ta-ta. Anyway, soon enough Gorski was out of ammo, but that didn't stop him from killing people. He punched them, stabbed them, and yelled at them until he found one measly guy behind cover whose teeth he smashed with the butt of his MT gun, and then slit his throat with a knife. That guy ended up being the only son of the crawler's leader, and his death would later cause us a lot of trouble. But that's a whole different story. Plus a dawn. All in all, soon after I fired my last shot, I heard the last crawler release his dying groan. After a moment, once we realized that it was indeed all over, Gorski approached me, still breathing heavily, all covered in blood. Then he said, I remember it clearly, he said, we need to bring more bloody bullets next time. You barely make out the last part of the sentence due to him bursting out in laughter. Oh, man. It was all so crazy. To this day I have no idea how we survived against such slim odds. Well, just the two of us at least.
Gotta move, see ya.
The mayor removes his respirator, clears his throat and begins his speech. Beloved citizens of Foundry, today we have gathered here to celebrate a great victory. As you all know by now, we've been troubled by vile creatures that terrorized us all, especially you, the working people. The backbone of Foundry. Mayor, we couldn't let it continue. We couldn't let you suffer any longer. We couldn't let those monsters tear down what you've made with your own hands. So the Foundry Guard took action and protected you. Let's hear one big round of applause for our beloved Chief Banner. Chief, thank you, sir. Before we begin, I'd just like to take a moment to mention those who died fighting to protect Foundry. Men and women who stared in the eyes of these creatures and bravely fought to allow you, their friends and family, to live another day. Let us never forget them. One continue. Chief, however, the dead are not the only ones worthy of your praise. Chief, however, Chief, this young man played an important role in helping the Foundry Guard slay the largest of these beasts, and the one that was responsible for most deaths. He turns to you. Sikabob. Continue. Chief, would you like to say something, Sikabob? Mayor, yes, that will be all for today. Thank you all for coming.
She elected a new mayor. This one's an idiot. Let's go rub it in the mayor's face. The shit talking.
Inventory 101 100.
I thought somebody, like, came towards Foundry. Just one experience away. I could probably loot something in the city.
Delma, a middle-aged woman wearing gleaming metal armor, gets up from behind her desk and stands up to meet her guest. She looks at you, lifting her slightly wrinkly eyelids to reveal experienced eyes that haven't lost much intensity since her younger days. Her voice, on the other hand, is already one step inside the grave, for it is heavy and low-pitched, sounding as if there is some weight on her vocal folds which pushes the voice down into the low range. "Oh, aren't you Sicklebaugh? It is a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm Delma Ward, the warden of Foundry Prison. I will take this opportunity to say that we are all very grateful for what you did, getting rid of those rocky creatures and all. Whatever it is you need, I will do my best to help you."
I just killed one of the traitors. Oh, stealth kill people is pretty good. it is. I haven't been here for fucking ages, and he still doesn't have... He hasn't, like, reset. Oh, I'm feeling fucking tired. Alright, boys, I'm gonna shut it down and head to bed. I'm starting to feel freaking tired. It's already 9:30 anyway, guys. Whatever. I'll be live later in the day tomorrow after my kids go home. Bye.